Abduction, Chapter 14, Part 2. Echo stewed at this thought. She had had a lot more liberal views when it came to interactions between men and women. Her Western teaching taught her that men and women were equals, and women should speak their minds whenever they felt like it. I don't know how hardcore Maxim was towards women. I took a different view of why Natasha did not come forth with information on what she knew about the people disappearing in Lutsk. What I hadn't told the girls was that Natasha would be at the dinner party. If Natasha thought Maxim was evil, why would she work for him or attend the party? There had to be another reason. "Natasha will be at the party," I blurted out. "What?" said Echo and Tatiana in unison. "She told me that she was going to attend," I muttered. I didn't ask any of the questions because I was stunned too. I thought the invitation was for just Echo and myself. Echo leaned back in her chair, and her eyes narrowed as she looked upon my face. I was feeling as though she was searching for something. She would find nothing, as I had nothing up my sleeves. As guilty as I felt about flirting with Natasha, it was purely innocent play. I meant nothing by it. And I hoped Natasha wouldn't take it for me being serious. I would never know for sure until I set up a meeting with her to hear her testimony. "I guess it's just a dinner engagement for more people," said Tatiana. "You should remember to bring something for your host." Echo and I both nodded in agreement. It was an essential part of Slavic culture. Not bringing something would be the wrong thing to do, and I did not want to be on the wrong side of Maxim Volkov. He was still pretty much a mystery to me. If one went by first impressions, he was a businessman, and it would not surprise me if he had more than one business. Having made deals with businessmen, I should be able to find common ground with Maxim. However, our first meeting did not go well. Perhaps, inviting myself and Echo, he was trying to rectify his first impression. That would be too simple for a man like Maxim. Conversations about UFOs would come up, and I had to assume that he knew about my escapade in Belarus. If he knew I had been in the exclusion zone, then I would have to be careful with my words. Telling too much to a man like Maxim could be disastrous. I think we should prepare ourselves for the question he will ask about. "You know what?" I said to Echo. "There is something you should not know?" asked Tatiana. "Tatiana, Richard has been to the exclusion zone," said Echo, tentatively biting her lower lip. Tatiana shrugged. "That is something anyone has done without permission. There is nothing wrong. You and I worked in the zone." Echo looked at me as if looking for permission to fill Tatiana and what we discovered in the Belarusian exclusion zone. I felt conflicted. If what happened was told to one person, I had to wonder what would happen to them. Would the Belarusian government come after them? Perhaps a security agent would silently kill them. More than likely, I was letting my creative imagination get the better of my thoughts. I cast a glance at an anxiously waiting Tatiana. I threw my gaze back at Echo and nodded. "Richard and I came across UFOs in Belarus. In the same area, we did all the research on how the animals were recovering from the nuclear fallout zone," said Echo. "We came across 2 crashed alien ships as well as dead alien pilots." Tatiana's eyes enlarged to the teacup size, and she sat back in the chair she was sitting in. She looked from Echo to me and nodded an affirmation to what Echo spoke of. Tatiana blew out a long breath as she tried to grasp at what she had been told. "Why do you think they crashed?" asked Tatiana. "That is something Echo and I have discussed," I replied. Relieved, Echo said nothing about the horrible creatures that nearly ended our lives. "Echo seems to think it's part of something bigger." Tatiana raised her brows. "And you don't?" "I don't know what to think," I replied. "There are anomalies that can't be explained. We saw 2 alien spacecraft about 45 meters apart. Both appeared to have crash-landed, and we know that there were aliens on one of the 2 crafts. Is it crazy to believe that both spaceships meant to land in the same place? I don't know. It is suspicious. We don't know when they crash-landed. One of the 2, I would guess, landed during the Chernobyl disaster. Their purpose for the crash landing on Earth is a mystery." "You'd like to believe that they did not come here for any purpose?" claimed Tatiana. "I think you know more than you're telling me. Anyone looking into this situation would believe something is going on that our governments are hiding from us. Yes?" "That's what I keep telling Richard. He stubbornly likes to think there is no connection," said Echo as she leaned forward in her chair and placed her forearms on the table. "The disappearances in Lutsk are not a coincidence. The lights in the sky are just a precursor to another visitation. They are looking for certain people to take and then examine on their ships. I can only guess they want to know about our physiology." "I agree," exclaimed Tatiana. She looked hard at me. I only want more information before I say that the aliens are setting up a full-scale invasion, I said, squirming in my chair like a young boy caught in a lie. Thoughts of the gray aliens wandering around in our streets, actively searching for unsuspecting citizens, had crossed my mind. Still, for me, there had to be a more straightforward explanation. I agree that alien visitations and some people have been taken aboard their spacecraft. Where I disagree with you is on the disappearing Lusks aren't the work of aliens, but one of human origin. Echo's eyebrows creased. Do you think Maxim is involved in the disappearances? I have my suspicions, but I can't prove anything, I replied, feeling more at ease for stating my opinion. You know, injected Tatiana, I know the couple I met today at the market. They shared with me a story about their daughter that has not returned home in over 2 weeks. I think you should talk with them. The story is interesting, but one I think you should listen to. I will call them and tell them to expect you tomorrow. Richard and I would love to talk with them, and maybe come closer to solving this mystery, said Echo, sitting back in her chair, while casting a glance my way as if waiting for me to agree. You do that, Tatiana, and I will call Valery to tell him that Echo and I accept Maxim's invitation to dinner tomorrow night. There's no better place to investigate this mystery than in the lion's den, I said with confidence, supposing I wasn't getting out of looking into the disappearances of Lusk. In that case, I might as well throw all my weight behind the investigation.